Hey everybody, Jiggin Jerry here. Well, we are in the middle of our coronavirus lockdown here in the United States. They had shut everything down, including things that have nothing to do with social distancing or a virus. All kinds of things. It's just absolutely crazy. They have not allowed fishing at a lot of locations. They have shut beaches down. You're only allowed to walk around and move around. You can't even stop and sit even by yourself, or you will get ticketed in some states and some locations. I'm not going to get into politics of it, but it's absolutely crazy. Finally, I can get out there and do some fishing. I am headed up to Oconee State Park, where I'm going to do some fishing off of the Chattooga River and try to catch some trout. All right. All right, Colin and I are still on our way out to the Oconee State Park to do some trout fishing. And we are stopping in the fishing hole here to see if we can get some night crawlers for a little trip. Okay, we were able to obtain some night crawlers, and the employee in there was talking about how rough it has been to get supplies due to the coronavirus. And look at this face right here. Man, Colin. Colin grew all that facial hair. That way, in case somebody found him in the woods, they think that he had been there a long time. Let's keep moving. Now, I will tell you, some of the things I love about a road trip, especially when you're headed to the foothills or the mountains, is the scenery. It's just a dead giveaway. And boy, what a sight for sore eyes after being cooped up in the house for almost 2 months over this lockdown. Seeing this is a breath of fresh air. All right. Now, of course, we had to pause for a moment at some of the scenic stops along the route so I could get some footage of the fantastic scenery out there. And I'll tell you, what a sight looking down on the landscape from these high hills. Now, as we drive through these thick woods, our first stop will be the Wahala Fish Hatchery. That's right. And the Wahala Fish Hatchery right now is not open to the public as far as taking a tour of it. But we can fish around the hatchery, and here it is. Now, we will go park in the hatchery, and then we will go check out around the hatchery because we're allowed to, and then we're going to try to fish the river alongside the hatchery to see what it has. All right. Bam! Never mind, that's just Colin. So this is the hatchery, and it's made out of fancy stonework, as you can see. It actually looks fantastic. I'm just getting it to walk by. Okay, if you look behind the hatchery, you will see these long runs, these pools that are loaded with stocked trout. That's right, trout that they raise, they feed, they wait till they get to a certain age, and they release them and stock the local rivers. Now, if you look in the pool, you will see little sparkles everywhere, and it looks like rain droplets on the water. That is actually the fins to the trout. It is loaded with them right now. I would love to be able to get in here and take a tour and check it out, but it is closed at the time to the public. That's pretty cool. So it is time to get in the water and see if we can find some of these stock trout that the hatchery has let in the river that follows alongside the hatchery. All right, I think Colin's thirsty. Well, we have been catching nothing but little, tiny, small trout. Nothing I would consider to be a substantial, nice-sized trout or even a good eating size. Why they released so many young, tiny, tiny little trout out into the water is beyond me. I don't know. They're way too young to be released. I mean, it'll take months for them to get to any decent size. So I don't know what that's all about, but we are going to go ahead, go set up camp at the Oconee State Park, and in the morning we will get out on some bigger water out on the Chattooga River. So we have made it to Oconee State Park. We are headed to our campsite where thankfully I will be able to set up my tent, Colin and I. What a project that will be. And we can get a good afternoon's rest and get ready to head out on that water in the morning. All right. So we are walking down to the river, which is going to be about a little over a quarter of a mile from where we parked with all our gear on. Of course, some people would complain if it was a real hot, sunny day, but it turns out that it's very chilly. It's in the low 50s right now. Last night got just around freezing, but a little bit of frost outside, but we had a heater for our tent, so that worked out. We're gonna head down to the river and see if we can find some trout, since they love the cold so much. Oh, nice tree. A big drop off in a valley down below with the river running through it. And that's where the river runs through. That water looks really good. Take a look at that. Let's go check it out. That beautiful brookie with those nice red fins. That gorgeous. Beautiful little brookie. That's a keeper. Grab something in there. Dinner. Good hit. Put up a pretty good fight for, I don't know how big he is, but he's got a pretty good curl on here. Actually fighting pretty good. Look at that. Go keeper. That's two in the bag. Big fish tonight. Another eater, dude. Look. Double header. There you go. 3-1. Double header. What'd I do? I was actually out in front of you coming back around. Oh, it's a brown? No, it's a rainbow. I got him a good lip hook, so I'm going to let him go. Definitely a stock. Got him? Can always tell the little stocked rainbows because their side fins right here are worn off. And the reason they're worn off is from them scraping the tanks inside the hatchery. So their little fins are gone. That's how you know it's an instant giveaway for stock rainbow. The colors are always a lot paler as well. Look, it's a little mini-me brown trout. Isn't he pretty, little brown trout? All right, while Colin and I finish up here on this spot of the Chattooga River, we are going to go ahead and head back to the truck, and we are going to go down by the bridge over by Burl Ford Road and see what we can find down there. All right. And before you know it, we are there and we begin to fish the river. All right. So now while Colin was fishing, I decided to do a little bit of investigating of my surroundings. Of course, you know, this is a location where there are black bear and mountain lions, so I like to check for tracks. And sure enough, not far by, what did I find? That's right, mountain lion tracks. Not a good sign, and these are pretty fresh, so we're definitely going to have to keep our eye out. A lot of people forget that this is part of our South Carolina wilderness, and there are wild animals to look out for. Like this faint track here of a black bear, its back foot. Most people would not recognize it, but it's a little worn. But if you look carefully, you can see the right side of the foot. It is the right rear, and you can see how wide the toes get and see the claws in the sand. A dead giveaway of a black bear roaming the vicinity. So you have to be careful out there. And there's more mountain lion. All over the place. Very busy bank. Okay, Colin and I have made our way down to Sandy Ford, another location we can fish on the Chattooga River. Now, I will warn you ahead of time, this location is what you refer to as way out in the boonies, okay? It is pretty much, you depend on yourself out here. Any help is a very, very long way away, and most regular cell phones do not have tower out here. So you are pretty much on your own, and you have to remember, you have to look out for very big wild animals out here. Thank God this part of South Carolina, there's no alligators, but there's plenty of mountain lion and bear you could run into, so you need to be careful. Anyway, just make sure you're prepared. If you're going to fish this, you're in good shape, good health. All right. Now, another thing you will notice is that there are down trees on the trails everywhere. The storms have dropped trees The trails are not clear. Some trees are almost uncrossable. They are so big. It's a lot of climbing across the trail, so you'll have to be careful with that too as well. And it's quite a workout. It's an adventure to get through and fish these rivers. So be prepared if you come out this season. You're really going to earn yourself a good workout walking these trails. Well, let's see what this river has for us.
Can't get them, guys.
Wow. Well, I will tell you, there is nothing like spending some time out in nature like that. The solitude is just so soothing and relaxing. And fishing and spending time with friends, creating memories that will last the rest of your lifetime. And you know, we are just getting older and older, and you have to take advantage of every moment you can. And I'm taking advantage of this one. So we are hiking our way back to the truck where we head back to camp at Oconee State Park, and we will end our adventure fishing one of the ponds at Oconee State Park that is supposed to be stocked with trout and have some other fish there. So we'll see how that goes, and then finally our trip will come to an end, and we will head home.
So as you can tell, out here we did not too bad. You know, we fished different rivers. We found a good selection of rainbows. We caught some brookies. We caught some browns. We kept, of course, some stocked rainbows so Colin can go back and have a little fish fry. And I mean, some were decent size, you can see there, and some small, but we did pretty good. But you know, a lot of people brag that they're, you know, real big 18-inch brookies and 20-inch brookies and all that out here. No, your average stocked fish are just like this. The guys putting out videos with the big fish pulled up in 1 foot of water in one little pool, and they do this whole fishing scene. That was because somebody just stocked that hole at a certain part of the season, and they're just fishing on top of a full stock fresh hole nobody's got to. That's how that works out. But this is actually hopping around, fishing fast water, bends underneath tree stumps, behind boulders and everything, and having a great time, wading in the water or fishing off the bank. All right? So that's it. I mean, not bad. Can't complain. It's still fun. Everybody always wants bigger fish. Still had a good time.
Okay, we are now on the other side of Oconee State Park, their other pond. Now, this is where the cabin rentals are. They have a pavilion, and they also rent paddle boats and john boats. But up in the front on this field, they have a sign, and the sign says, Cherokee Boundary 1777. The Cherokees sided with the British during the American Revolution. And in 1776, Major Andrew Williamson's South Carolina militia destroyed their lower towns in what is now South Carolina. He then cooperated with the North Carolina militia in expeditions against the Cherokees in North Carolina and Georgia. The Cherokees, seeking peace, soon negotiated with the Patriots to give up most of their lands in South Carolina. Now, when you walk to the other side of the sign, it says this. On May 20th, 1777, at DeWitt's Corner, The Cherokees signed a treaty with South Carolina, moving the frontier boundary line westward into what is now Oconee County. The boundary line crossed the top of Oconee Mountain near here. The remaining Cherokee land in present-day South Carolina was ceded in the Treaty of 1816, extending the South Carolina frontier to the present state boundary on the Chattooga River. Okay, so what that means, as I come around the other side of the big pond here, so Colin and I can fish it, is that all of this, these foothills here and the Chattooga River we've been fishing on used to be Cherokee land. I find that kind of ironic because I usually do a Cherokee show this time of year, but Cherokee has been closed due to the virus. Funny, huh? Uh-huh. How's it going? Get them all?
I ain't getting nothing.
Really?
I ain't getting nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I didn't get it.
All the pink different colors on him. Nice pinks and greens and turquoise, orange chest.
Pretty fish.
Well, all right. I hope you all enjoyed our trip to the Chattooga River, staying at the Oconee State Park. Colin and I had a great time. We wish they were bigger fish, but we couldn't find any. A lot of small fish, but being out there with nature and fishing was fantastic. Sorry it's been such a long time with this virus going on and everything. Couldn't get out there. But, hey, to my fans out there, thanks for watching. For those of you watching for the first time, don't forget, look down. There is a subscribe button. It only lets you know when I have more shows available. Like I always say, good luck out there and have fun fishing.